I can't believe how long it took me to figure this out. This is day 29 of 30 of finally being honest as someone who's recovered from BPD. When I was at my worst, I was kind of in this constant contradiction where I wanted to be close to people, but not so close that they could hurt me. I just didn't have the skills to maintain relationships. And I was too scared to be vulnerable just to have someone decide they still didn't want me. So it was easier to fall back into behaviors that pushed people away and then just tell myself they're not rejecting me, they're rejecting that version of me. At the time, I really believed I was trying my best to connect, but eventually I ended up pushing almost everyone away. So when I started learning interpersonal skills through DBT, I really grabbed onto them, and they worked. And I realized there was actually a lot I could do to influence how people experienced me and improve my relationships. But then I went too far in the direction of trying to do everything right so that I could completely control the outcome. And then I had a friend basically drop me out of nowhere, and I was devastated because I had done everything right. So how could this still happen? At first, it felt like, well, what's the point of doing all this work if people are just gonna leave anyway? But the reality was, it didn't actually have anything to do with me. This person was going through something in their personal life, and they needed distance from virtually everyone. And that was hard for me to accept because it meant that no matter how much I improved, I still couldn't completely control the outcomes of my relationships. And I think that's the part that people don't talk about. Even if you do all the effective things and the things that you're supposed to do in relationships, other people can still walk away. And back when I actively had BPD, I would have spiraled, tried to fix it, or make it make sense, but instead, I just respected their boundary and accepted that I'd done the best that I could in the situation. I let myself just feel the grief instead of turning it into a problem that I needed to solve. I still care a lot about my relationships, and I work hard to do what's most effective. I'm just not as desperate to get it right anymore. The reality is, there are no guarantees. But on average, I have really strong, stable relationships now, and I couldn't have said that before. And in this case, because I let this friend go with grace, instead of burning the bridge, they actually reached out to me a few years later and were friends again. But even if they hadn't, I still know that the way I approach relationships now makes a huge difference. And no, I won't be able to hang on to everyone, but I can hang on to most of them. And I think that's pretty darn good. Till next time.